partisanship can be disentangled, that they have a duty to ensure that we have fair representation and fair maps, and we will await the correct conclusion. I also want to acknowledge our co-counsel in this case, the ACLU National, the ACLU of South Carolina, and the law firm of Arnold and Porter, and most importantly, our clients. Taiwan Scott, who is a named plaintiff in the case, Brenda Murphy, who is the head of the South Carolina State Conference of the NAACP, and all of the lawyers and advocates who have supported this case from the very beginning. And I will now turn it over to today's oralist, Leah Aden.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I'm Leah Aden with the Legal Defense Fund, and I am more than proud to represent Mr. Taiwan Scott and Plaintiff South Carolina State Conference of the NAACP at today's oral argument, which is a byproduct of more than a year of litigation leading to a trial decision that there was an unconstitutional racial gerrymander in the design of the congressional district in South Carolina. And I'm optimistic that the court will see its decision as easy as affirming the factual finding of the court that there was a racial gerrymandering and that Mr. Scott and South Carolina NAACP members suffer an injury and the indignity of being sorted on the basis of race with no good reason, and that they endure a representational harm having representatives think they only need to appeal to white voters in a supermajority white district where they contribute every day. I look forward to a decision soon. There are congressional elections next year, and every election where our clients don't have their rights respected is one election too many. So thank you all, and I will turn it now to Adriel Cepeda-Duro with the ACLU.
Good afternoon. Thanks, everyone. My name is Adriel Cepeda-Duro. I'm the ACLU's Voting Rights Project Deputy Director. I wanted to thank everyone this afternoon, and especially our clients, Mr. Taiwan Scott and President Murphy of the Southern Conference, the South Carolina Conference of the NAACP. It's just so wonderful to be here and to hear Leah lift your stories up. And thank you so much for allowing us to take your stories all the way from when you first told them to us all the way to this court. I think it's pretty clear from what happened in there today that this case is pretty straightforward. It's should be a straightforward application of what the court has said before, that you just cannot use race as a proxy for partisanship. And so we believe, and we are optimistic, that if the court just again reaffirms its past cases and its past holdings in this context, the result here is clear, and there is no room for affirmance. I mean, there's no room for anything else but an affirmance. The defendants made clear that what they're trying to do here and what they tried to do here is hold a mini trial over things that the district court already weighed and found one way on. The defendants are trying to have a second, third, maybe even third bite at the apple, and it's just plainly clear that we must not allow that to happen. Black voters in South Carolina have already had to vote under this unconstitutionally racially gerrymandered map once before. So we are optimistic that we will have a remedy that allows black voters in South Carolina and our clients in particular to vote under a map that does not hold them to that indignity. Thank you very much.
Oh, this is surreal. I want to say thank you to the team, because literally Taiwan Scott is my name. I'm from Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. I'm the president of the local chapter of National Action Network on Hilton Head, and believe it or not, I met Janae here at a convention in 2016, and I'm so proud that she listened and she answered that call. And I'm here today because of the connection that we've had throughout these years. We need a voice in South Carolina. We need representation in South Carolina. I'm part of the Gullah Geechee Cultural Heritage Corridor. and our lands are threatened, we need an advocate. We need someone who's going to speak up on our historical concerns. And I'm praying and I'm hopeful that this is the beginning of having our voices back. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Brenda Murphy, president of the NAACP South Carolina State Conference. And I want to say to you that I'm glad we're here. This has been quite an experience because we live it every day in terms of what's happening in South Carolina. Our voices have been minimized, diminished, and if you look at South Carolina and what's happening throughout the nation, we know that black people are having a very challenging time now in terms of their rights. Not only districts, but all which has a lot major implications in terms of who represents you, but also other challenges that we are faced with and we are dealing with that relate to education. It's all interrelated. Whoever is your representative needs to know what your needs are. They need to be there for you. They need to hear you. And we have not found that to be true in South Carolina. We hope when we get back, hopefully we have a decision on what the outcome will be. And hopefully it will be the right decision that the justices support the district court in terms of what their decision was. And it was the right thing. Those lines need to be redrawn. If it's a true democracy, votes count for every single person. Every single person. So we need to be represented. I want to thank some folks. First of all, this process has been over 2 years. It didn't just start, okay? We started a coalition in South Carolina, which included ACLU South Carolina, ACLU National, LDF, and we worked together. So when it was time for litigation, we knew what we needed to do or what had to be done, and we had the resources there already that knew what the challenges were. So I want to thank them as well as my NAACP General Counsel representative that's here. Attorney Anthony Ashton, they've been out beside us as well. They are part of this, and they have supported us in terms of moving forward with this movement, I'll call it. But again, thank you, and we're looking to better things in South Carolina. But you know what? If it doesn't happen, we're going to continue to fight forward.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone attending. This now concludes our press conference. If you'd like to interview any individuals, please come up to me and I will direct you to the proper person. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.